Have you ever looked at your bank account after payday and wondered how your money disappeared so quickly? You get paid, cover the bills, buy groceries, fill the car, pay for a few things online, maybe grab a takeaway or two, and suddenly there's not much left. Then you tell yourself, I'll start saving next month. But next month looks exactly the same. If that sounds familiar, here's the good news. Saving your first $1,000 doesn't require you to completely change your life. It requires a simple system and a target you can actually follow. The first mistake people make is thinking about $1,000 as one huge number. Don't. Break it down. If you want to save $1,000 in a year, that's roughly $83 a month. Over 10 months, it's $100 a month. Over 5 months, it's $200 a month. Suddenly, the goal looks much more manageable. And even if $83 a month feels difficult, that's okay. Start with what you can realistically afford. A savings plan that you can maintain is more useful than an aggressive plan that lasts for 2 paydays. Now do something that can be surprisingly revealing. Look through your last 30 days of spending, not what you think you spent, what actually left your account. You might find that the problem isn't one enormous purchase, it's a collection of small, repeated expenses. A subscription you barely use, several food deliveries, impulse purchases, convenient spending, little purchases that individually feel harmless but collectively take a noticeable chunk of your income. You don't need to eliminate everything you enjoy. Instead, ask yourself, which expenses do I genuinely value and which ones could I live without? If you find $50 a month you don't really miss, that's $600 a year. Find another $35 and you're already around $1,020 over 12 months. And here's one of the simplest changes you can make. Stop waiting until the end of the month to save whatever is left. For many people, there won't be much left. If your income is regular, consider setting up an automatic transfer to a separate savings account shortly after payday, as long as it fits comfortably within your budget. Even a small automatic amount can help turn saving into a routine rather than something you have to remember every month. Let's say you start with $50 a month. That might not sound impressive, but after 6 months, you've got $300. Then you sell some things you no longer use and add another $150. Now you're at $450. You receive a work bonus or another unexpected amount and put $100 toward your goal. Now you're at $550. Suddenly, the remaining $450 doesn't look nearly as intimidating. This is why your first $1,000 can come from several sources. Spend a little less, save automatically, earn a little extra when possible, and use some unexpected money strategically. But there's an important point. Don't sacrifice essential expenses just to hit a savings target quickly. Your rent or mortgage, food, utilities, transportation, insurance, and other necessary costs come first. And if you have high-cost debt or are struggling with priority bills, the right financial strategy may involve dealing with those problems alongside building savings, rather than blindly putting every spare dollar into an emergency fund. Once you reach your first $1,000, give it a purpose. If it's an emergency fund, don't treat it like your holiday fund or shopping budget. Its job is to help you deal with genuine, unexpected expenses without immediately turning to expensive borrowing. And if you ever have to use that money for a real emergency, don't think you failed. That's exactly why you saved it. Use what you need, then rebuild the fund when your situation allows. Your first $1,000 is also about something bigger than the money itself. It changes your options. A $500 unexpected repair is still annoying, but it feels very different when you have savings compared with having almost nothing in your account and needing to borrow. So don't focus on becoming perfect with money. Focus on becoming consistent. Start with your first $100, then $250, then $500, then $1,000. And if you're starting with zero, don't be embarrassed by that number. Zero is simply where you're starting. Your next payday can be different. Instead of asking, what can I spend this money on, ask yourself, how much of this can I keep? Because your first $1,000 isn't just a savings target. It's the beginning of having more financial breathing room, more choices, and less dependence on borrowed money when something unexpected happens.